host of 7 News in Florida's capital city, covering every corner of the Big Bend. This is the award-winning News 20 at 5 Live.
Good evening and welcome to News 20 at 5. I'm Taylor Bishop.
And I'm Travis Milton. Students were on edge at Florida A&M University after an emergency Board of Trustees meeting yesterday. After BOT members voted to get rid of President Elmira Mangum on allegations of improper use of funds, students gathered in front of Lee Hall Auditorium at the university. The concerned students marched together from the university to the Florida State Capitol in support of Mangum. Governor Rick Scott was out on travel, and the student leaders submitted a letter to the governor's staff expressing their worries.
And Florida State officials announced that an employee at the National Magnetic Lab died Wednesday following an accident. Glenn Nix was a mechanical trades technician and was working with the crew when the accident occurred Wednesday morning around 10 a.m. The crew was working on a magnet under construction in the lab's direct current field facility. They were working on a part of the system that supplied cooling water to the magnet. When they removed the cap, the pressurized pipe hit Nix and he died at the scene. Another employee suffered minor injuries. And drones are the latest technology designed for many uses, but the unmanned aircraft system has become controversial. Multimedia journalist Nicole Doty has the story.
Unmanned aerial vehicles, also known as drones, have become controversial about its uses. The Federal Aviation Administration expects 30,000 drones to be licensed by the year 2020, fueling what could become a $90 billion industry. The Leon County Commission held a meeting discussing the status report on the regulation of drones. County Attorney Herbert Teal explains the decision.
Well, we've decided not to do anything local. The Florida legislature adopted regulations in the last regular session that just went into effect, and essentially it is going to protect privacy interests so that people don't do surveillance without permission or without a warrant.
Producer and video editor Gerald Tooks is one of many drone operators in Tallahassee.
You don't necessarily have to have any kind of certification if you're a hobby. You just have to follow the rules and know what the rules are before you. But in terms of doing anything commercially, which basically means that I still have to follow the same rules as a hobbyist, but going through the exemption with the FAA, it allows me to charge for services. And I have to kind of specify what type of services I plan to use with my drone.
Operating drones near airplanes and helicopters are both very dangerous and illegal. Drone operators must notify the airports when they will be flying and exactly how high. For News 20 at 5, I'm Nicole Doty.
And civil rights pioneer and surgeon Dr. William G. Anderson spoke to the FAMU community about his experiences during the civil rights. Anderson was a longtime friend of Martin Luther King Jr. and the former president of civil rights organization, the Albany Movement. He ended his week's lecture holding a forum in Perry Page. The theme of the lecture was an awakening, how the civil rights shaped my life.
And earlier this week, Shane Maxwell was sentenced to 45 years in state prison. He was convicted of attacking a Leon County deputy last September. Maxwell was convicted in August of aggravated battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting arrest after trying to escape from Leon County Sheriff deputies when they were called to a West Leon County home. The Tallahassee Fire Department is adopting a new plan to up its recruitment efforts. The fire department placed new flags along the road in hopes of attracting potential employees. These feather flags are similar to those that fly outside of fast food restaurants, except the flag's purpose is to persuade people into a career path in firefighting. The flags are located throughout fire stations in the Big Bend area with statements such as "Answer the call." The intention is to draw those interested in visiting the TFD website. And coming up, we have more information on a campus shooting that left 1 dead and 2 others injured. Stay tuned. You're watching News 20 at 5.